Alright, so hey everyone. So in this video, what we're trying to do is we're going to actually try and solve, a Tyzlle, which stands for a TCR puzzle, right? And these are crosswords or puzzles with certain rules that we have kind of customized or put in, right, to make them special and to make it more interesting for you to solve these puzzles or these Tyzelles. Right, and we've been releasing this for a few weeks now, but we felt it's important to kind of put out a solution video, right? So we're doing it for today's Tyzlle to allow you, if you have any doubts and you're not sure how to solve this, because for the first time it can be fairly challenging. So if you have any doubts about Tyzelles, you can use this as your reference in the future as well. And the idea of putting this out was because we found that obviously people want to improve their vocabulary, and a very good way is to play a game. And you learn, for example, in this case, we're asking you to find 5 meanings of persistent, right? So when you start doing this, it's fun also when you, at the end of the day, you learn meanings of words. And if you're doing competitive exams and things like that, where you need to know meanings, antonyms, synonyms, and so on, then again, a Tyzlle helps you out, right? Okay. So I'm going to get started right now. If you are looking at our YouTube channel, where we post every day, we post a short with the day's Tyzlle. You can either come straight to teacher.com and every day you'll see the new Tyzlle. But otherwise, you go there. In the YouTube video, we post a few clues, right? So, for example, we've given you a couple of letters, 3 letters of this Tyzlle, and so that kind of helps you get started, right? But here I'm just getting started from scratch. So, and to be fair, I've tried this before recording this, just to make sure I don't goof up completely, because you have 15 tries, right? The idea there is you have 5 words, so you get roughly 3 tries a word, right? And some you might get straight away, some might take you a little longer. But so I've done this once, so I'm familiar with some of the words, but some are still a bit tricky for me. So bear with me. All right. So the first word here I actually know, and an interesting way to look at it is, so it's the first letter is yellow, right? So what you see here, right, is the color card, right? And so that each block has a color, and the color card, you know, tells you which letters that can be. So if it's yellow, it can only be C or G, K, O, S, or W. If it's pink, it can only be one of these letters. If it's blue, it's one of these letters, and if it's orange, it's one of these letters. So that actually helps you narrow down which letters the word can be, and that should make it easy. And you combine that with the clues that you see on our YouTube channel, and that should make it significantly simpler. You also have 15 tries, right? So it's an 8-letter word going this way. So by default, the first word is selected. But if you want to pick a different one, you just click on that, right? And I'm doing this on a computer, right? So, but on a phone, you can just, on a tablet, you can just tap and you select that letter. So I'm going back to the first letter. Now this red box you see here tells you which letter I'm entering, right? And you can use this virtual keyboard we have built in for you. Or if you're on a computer, your actual computer keyboard should also work, right? On a phone, you have to use, or a tablet, you have to use the virtual keyboard. So the word here is, it starts with a C, then again it's one of these. So CO, pink, N, so it's constant, right? Persistent, consistent, constant. So I'm just going to start entering it. So I'm going to go C, O, N, S, T, right? Now, I'm just going to enter this letter wrong, right? It's CONSTANT, but just to show you something, I'm going to enter it wrong. So I'm going to go E, N, and T. Now, to submit this word, so that the game actually checks if you're doing it correctly, you have to hit the enter button, right? Which on your keyboard you can do, you hit this enter. But if you don't enter it, it hasn't been submitted, so you don't lose a try. So if you want to change that, what you do is, if it's vertical, you can use these up and down arrow keys, right, to go back and fix it. So it's a T. I'm just going to hit the up button. It goes to N. I hit up again. It goes to E, right? I hit the delete button or the clear button. So that's cleared. Now, when you hit the clear button, it actually goes back to the previous letter, because when it clears it, it then moves back. So what you have to do is hit down again, and you've selected that letter, CONSTANT, right? And it automatically then moves back to the next. When you hit a letter, it automatically moves back to the next letter. So constant. All right. So I'm just going to hit the back key again. I'm going to delete the N, Now if I don't move back down, if I don't hit the down button, then when I make a change, right, it ends up changing the upper one. All right, so just to explain to you how that works, so you can just use the arrow keys. That's simpler. Use the arrow key, go to the letter and CONSTA, and then automatically it moves to the next one, NT, and you hit enter. And when you hit enter, the word is submitted. The game checks if it's correct, and if it's correct, it shows up in green. So all the letters are correct. The word is correct. So done. So we've got our first one, right? Great, good. Yeah, it's 1 star. Okay, so now let's try the next letter. So I'm not going to go do 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to do this one, right? Because it's smaller and I might be able to predict this quicker, right? So it's something in yellow, which CGKOSW. It means persistent, right? It's got a T, second letter T. It's a 6-letter word. Now, the oranges are vowels mostly, right? Generally, after a consonant, you see a vowel, right? And it doesn't have to be, but you see CO, right? TA, and so on. So if and generally you will not have 3 consonants together, is very rare. So at least one of these is a vowel, because orange has A, E, I, and U, not O, but all the others. So I'm going to go and say, I'm going to assume, so I've already selected that, I'm going to go and assume that it's, it's got an EA, and I'm just entering 2 because I want to check if it's EA, because I think this word is steady. So I can just enter 2 letters and hit enter. Now the number of tries has become 2. The first try was for this word, it's become 2, and those letters have stayed on. So that means they are correct. Okay. So it's steady, right? TEAS. Yeah, so it's correct. Now what if I enter it wrong? So I'm going to say, I'm going to enter this incorrectly. I'm going to say it's S, right? I already have TEA, so I'm going to go hit the right and left, right arrow key. And so if it's vertical, you can go up and down by hitting the up and down arrow keys. If it's horizontal, just hit the right and left arrow keys, right? So I'm just going to hit right. E is already done. A is already done. There's nothing wrong if you enter it, right? I'm just going to enter it again. That's fine. But you don't have to. Now I know it's steady, but I'm going to say, actually I'm going to enter another A, right? Or actually let's stick to the color theme, right? So I'm going to enter an H, and I'm going to enter a Y, which is correct, because Y is correct. So I'm going to say enter. Now you see that the S has shown up because it was correct. The Y has shown up because it was correct. What I entered here was wrong. It was steady, but I entered something else, right? So the advantage is, if you enter, you give it a try. Yes, the number of tries has been updated, and the letters that are correct show up, which makes it easier for you. So now I know this is D. It has to be D. So I'm just going to use the arrow keys to get to that letter. I'm going to press D and I'm going to hit enter. And steady, right? Simple. So I've got 2 meanings of persistent correct. Now I'm going to go do this one next, because the other 2 I'm actually not fully familiar with. I don't remember them, honestly. This one I remember because it was a tough word, so it stuck in my memory. So this nice large word is incessant, right? Incessant rain, right? Like consistent. So that's why I'm able to remember it. And so I'm just going INCESS, and I'm going to leave a letter just like that. I'm going to get this wrong, and I'm going to get that correct, right? Now actually this is wrong because T is not even blue, so it should be something, one of these letters, right? It should be either a B or an F or a J. I know it's N because it's incessant. I'm just showing you how, even if so it's 4 tries now. I hit enter, and what you see is it's become 5 tries. And the correct ones have shown up, the wrong ones have not. So now again I use the arrow keys to get to the last 2 letters, or these 2 letters, SS, and it's A, and it's N, and I hit enter, and I've got it correct. Okay, superb. So that's 3. Now we have these 2, right? Okay, so now I'm going to show you something else, right? So suppose I decide to do the 4th one first, right? Now I'm not sure what this is, but it's blue, so I'm going to go with a D, and then it's orange, so I'm just going to say vowel. I'm going to go DA. Now I don't know what meaning of persistent starts with a DA and has a T, so it's clearly wrong because I can't think of a word. But what I'm showing you is I've done this, but I've not hit the enter button, right? Now if I select a different word, what I've entered has gone away. So if you do want to make sure that you want to try something out, I want to think if DA is correct, I go DA, hit the enter button, Now it's wrong. Actually, D is wrong and A is correct. So that's shown up there, right? If you don't hit the enter button, it will not try it. So you will not lose a try, but you will not know if it's correct. Now I'm actually going to go back to 3, right? I think that's easier. I think I remember it. I'm going to go back. So you can enter one letter here and just go to a different word, right? You can try the other word. It stays there, right? So that's fine. Now the reason I'm going back to this is, and as you do more and more Tyzelles and you do more word games, even other word games, you will start remembering word patterns, right? So now you see an orange here, which is an AEIMQUY. You see a pink here, which is a B, F, J, N, R, V, Z, and you see a yellow here, which is C, G, K, O. Now, can you think of a combination of letters from these that gives this pattern, right? So, if you want, just pause this video and think about it. But I'm going to give you the answer, right? It's ING, right? I, N, and G, right? So I'm just going to hit ING. I'm going to hit enter, and I know it's correct. So I know its second letter is N, and it's got an ING. All right, excellent. So that's made things easier. Now I've got 8 or 15 tries, right? So I have a few more. Now let's see if I can get, the rest correct. Because I've got some of these quickly in one shot because I already knew them, I guess. I've got more tries on some of the tougher ones that I'm not fully, I don't fully remember. So it's persistent, right? And it starts with an, it could start with an A, it could start with an E. So let's try AN. I don't know what it would be. AN, something, 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 ING. Okay, let's see if A works. There's another vowel here. So I'm going to try something, maybe U. It could be an E as well, but I'm just going with A, N, and U. I'm going to go enter. U is correct. A is wrong. Now, can I think of another word? MN is not going to happen. QN, then very few words with QN. YN, no. EN, enduring, yeah, and persistent, and yeah, enduring is correct. So you go E, you go N, you go D, U, R, ING, and you hit enter, and that's correct. Okay. So you can see how I've tried to reason this out. I'm trying to predict which of these letters it is, and then trying to run through words to see which one it is. So now we're at the last one. We've got 4 ready. We're going to do the last one. Now again, see the same pattern, ING. So I'm just going to give it a shot, right? It doesn't have to be ING. It could be some other combination of words as well. I'd be interested. Try it out in the comments. Tell me which other words, kind of start with or have the same combination of letters. But I'm guessing it's ING. I'm going to go with that. Okay, so great. So now what can it be? Fasting is not possible because F is pink. This is not pink, and S is a different letter. So it's not fasting. Halting is another one. H is correct. HAL is wrong. L is not correct. It could be H, right? So I have what? I have 4 more tries. So I'm going to go try HA. Hasting is could be correct, right? STING. Let's give that a shot. And hasting, of course, now I know hasting does not mean persistent, but I give it a shot anyway because it's now could be tasting, TASTING, but it's not persistent, right? So that's wrong. So DASTING is not correct. HASTING we've already tried. LASTING, lasting, correct. So I've just gone 1. That's how you try it out. Third is LASTING, lasting, persistent is correct. So most probably that is correct, and it is. So I've got the Tyzlle correct. I've got all the words correct. It's 13 tries, and I've got the entire Tyzlle solved. So that's how you do a Tyzlle. We'll be posting one every day, so feel free to keep trying them out. And if you've tried today's and you're in a mood to do more, just go hit the more Tyzelles button, and whatever we have posted till then should show up. We've been posting one a week as we try and make sure that it works, but now we're going to be posting daily. So you should see more and more Tyzelles show up every day. Just go ahead, feel free to try it out. And if you're not able to get it, then don't worry. You can we'll post the solution when we post the next Tyzelle. Now I'm just going to go back to that. So we were doing persistent, right? So I'm just going to click on that. Now you see that when I go back to that, the solution that I've already entered stays there, right? It just stays in your own computer memory or phone memory. So if you try it on a different device, it will not be there. But if I want to do this again, hit the retake button, it clears it, and now you can do this again. Right? Excellent. Now, if I want to share this Tyzlle with friends or somebody who I think will be interested, and we'd be very happy if you do it. With share it with friends and so on. Hit the share button, and you can either share this link, or you can scan this QR code. You'll get the link on your phone and share that, or hit the WhatsApp or Facebook button or email and share this. And if you have any doubts with instructions, hit the instructions button and you can see all the instructions here on how to solve this Tyzlle. So hopefully you've enjoyed us solving this. Now, unfortunately, I've just cleared it, but you can just go back and check the solution, right? So hopefully you enjoy doing more and more Tyzelles.